Okay, so let's take a look at our setup that we have, okay? We have a patient who has suspected COVID-19, okay? And you notice that we have two filters in our LTV ventilator, okay? That's because we're gonna need it because our exhalation port is actually here, okay? So if you don't have a barrier here, you're going to be expelling all those droplets out of this. Okay, so the only way to protect us from that is you've got to put another filter proximal to the patient. Okay, and so we'll put our filter here. And we also have one that protects the machine. Okay, now these are just regular filters. Okay, if you happen to have an HME, which you'd probably be using for a ventilator, make sure it's one like this. This is a HME that also has bacterial filter capabilities. It's a combo. Okay, so if you get these, great. And that way you could use this. And you'll also create some humidity for your patient, and it'll block those filters. Okay, again, this is where it's coming out. Okay, if you don't have one that's a combo, you may have to chain them. Okay, and the thing about that, it'll create some resistance, some airway resistance for the patient. Okay, so you're gonna have to work with it, kind of do the best you can, but we're really trying to protect everyone because we're blowing this out to ambient air, right? So if you get something like this, it'll probably help. Okay, but just do the best you can. Remember, we're all about doing this safely. So using an LTV as a BIPAP, same thing applies, okay? Because typically we're putting it like this, and we're putting it on our patient, okay? But for this to protect us, we want to put our bacterial viral filter in line like this, okay? Because again, here's our exhalation port, and yes, it will create some airway resistance problems, but you just gotta kind of work through them, okay? And we're not using nebulizers on these COVID patients. But if you do have a patient who doesn't have it, you could still throw a neb in line. You just got to make sure that whenever you throw a neb in line, you put it in front of the filter. Okay, just common sense. You don't want to medicate that filter. Okay, but again, not for COVID patients. We're just going to got our filter in line here, and we're protecting everyone with this.